Go Paracas!
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Hello to all.
Pleasant weather today.
Nilalamig ba kayo?
Nilalamig talaga.
Okay. Medyo
It's
malamig.
been very chilly.
The
past
Baguio people, the Cordillera people, even the Manilean people. And you know bakit?
Bakit?
Siyempre, it's all climate change.
The wind is being brought our way.
Do you know that Japan, all of those, China, all of
East Asia.
above us,
Oo.
they're having an extreme winter situation experience.
Oh.
And this is siyempre like every areas in the world, nakikita natin na raming pagbabago sa ating sa ating klima. Okay?
Up in our mountain province, meron nang
Frost.
frost.
At
So,
saka I heard even in New Zealand, binaha naman sila.
it's
Extreme
been
rain.
very rainy.
The whole month came down in 1 hour, yung rainfall.
Supposed to be
Australia,
summer
ano,
pa nila ngayon.
Alam nyo, dito sa atin naman, nakikita natin na kung hindi tayo nag-iisa. Kumbaga,
Yun, Jens.
everybody.
Iisa si
We're not
Alone.
in the world experiencing the issues that has to do with climate. But it's not nature's problem, ha? Baka iniisip natin, it's nature's problem.
Tayo yata may kasalanan dyan.
It's all our doing.
So extreme. The situations have been very extreme for people. And I'm sure when the summertime comes, again, it will be another extremely hot weather.
You know, today kasi, what we want to talk about is, happiness in being happy in your workplace, right?
Fun.
Fun yan eh.
Yep.
Having fun in your workplace. Now, when we started with the climate issue, there's a lot of people in the world, their office is not inside a building.
Oh,
Yes, because of
yan.
our pandemic.
No.
No. They work outside.
Yes,
They
They
work
outside.
outdoor.
You know, like
Oo
even
nga.
for example,
Farmers,
if-
lahat.
even in Dubai, especially, they work in the construction work.
Right.
Are out in the heat of the sun.
Yes.
So when we talk about workplace and we're talking about having fun in the workplace, when the extreme weather condition comes your way, it's not very
It's hard.
hard. It's
not
Hindi na siya fun.
so we have to be able to consider that, when you talk about workplaces, we're not just thinking of, inside the buildings,
Not within the wall.
factories,
Oo.
but we're also, like this past, when was that? Wednesday. We brought the kids. We had grade 2 children come to the farm. This is
Classroom without wall.
classroom without walls. And we made sure they were outdoors doing
What kids do.
and things like, the things like, there was one person who was like the moderator, keeps cautioning the kids,
Oo.
just stay there. Go, faster. Yung mga ganon.
Tumakbo.
Huwag kayong
Ako
tumakbo.
naman, I was taga-kontra. Hindi, tumakbo kayo. Kasi
Luwag-luwag.
palabas ng building yung mga bata. Di ba?
Tapos in the beginning,
takbuhan sa
Baga,
grass.
restricted again.
and
So nga without walls, tapos
Exactly.
don't move.
don't move. Alam mo, when we were walking, I was giving them a tour of the place. I had them sing the Bahay Kubo song because I said, I'm going to show you what the Bahay Kubo looks like.
Oh,
Because I asked
the
them,
garden also.
I asked them in the
kulay
beginning,
namin.
oh, do you know what a Bahay Kubo is? Do you know the song? All of them said, yes, we know the song. But have you been to a Bahay Kubo and have you seen a Bahay Kubo? Out of the 140 plus people. I asked the question to everybody. The kids, mga 60 sila. The rest,
72.
the rest were support staff. Sabi ko,
Mas
who amongst the guys here lives in a bahay, in a native house?
Mm.
Only one person raised his hand.
Mm.
And she happened to be the principal of the school.
Oh,
But she
nice
said
daw.
they have a bahay kubo in their where they live.
On the
Oo.
compound,
But
siguro.
She
she didn't
doesn't really
still.
live there.
Oo.
Oo.
Then so the kids were all the students were all intrigued. So then when I brought them to the bahay kubo here, they all look at me, sir.
Hybrid yung aming bahay
Hybrid
kubo.
daw yung
It's
bahay
not the
kubo namin.
exact native style.
The size is humongous.
Oo.
Ah,
Big.
ah.
The biggest bahay kubo.
And bakit daw, ano raw, high society bahay kubo naman daw yun. Yung ganon. No, bahay kubo is bahay kubo. You know? But the feel of it was, I was just trying to say to everybody, before many of us, our ancestors, many of the people in the country,
Oh, yeah.
live in a house like with grass
Wood.
roof.
Oo.
Wood,
Grass
bamboo,
roof.
the flooring is bamboo. And during those days, we always think when meron ka ng bahay na bato, masenso ka na.
Mm.
But ngayon, yung bahay na bato, kailangan mo i-aircon. You have to put air conditioning, you have to put all of the stuff. Then it's very expensive, and it's the maintenance and the cost and all of it, But anyway, make long story short, when I brought them here to the main field, they were outdoor. It was classroom without walls.
It was fun. You know, one thing about having fun, wherever you are, it brings out your creativity
Right.
No? Kasi relaxed ka relaxed.
This is the thing.
Masaya. Kaya that day, we also had a very creative
Activity.
We provided the children with leaves, all kinds of shapes and colors, and gumawa kami ng mga artwork making with the leaves. Ang saya-saya.
And the kids came up with their own wonderful work, and even
Oh, sana we had
the teacher supervisor and the principal and the parents themselves were surprised what their kids did.
Yeah, ang gagaling nila.
Ang gagaling nila, they're so creative. So
Because they were exposed to pawikans, a lot of them made little pawikans with their leaves. Ang ganda. Good morning, Murielgo, mga kapatid.
James Bond, good morning. Long time.
You know, one of the things that I'd like to share this morning is a quote by somebody who said that we are not born in this world to just keep paying bills. In other words, not just to pay bills and die. Kumbaga yung why everybody is struggling to work and work is just to keep paying the things, that
Paying bills.
And it says that the person also said, we are the only residents of this planet who are paying
Bills.
Yes.
Paying for what we need.
Yes, yes.
Right,
you lang,
exactly.
not anybody else. And everybody
libre
is
ang food and
struggling.
water
See these
and
guys behind us?
air and
See
sunshine.
this guy behind us? Alam nyo, when the students were with us, this is what I was mentioning to all of them. See how big these guys are, see how the plants and the trees are growing. Then I would say, okay, look from the root to the crown. So they go like this. Wow. And I said, then I just tell them, look,
Good morning,
this-
Patrick.
these trees are only 10 years old or under 10 years old. And you know what? I don't come here to feed these guys every day.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
they're on their own.
You see how big they get?
Self-sustaining, in other words, sustainable ang kanilang lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
Ganun tayo.
Tapos, ulanin sila, mainitan sila,
Kaya nila.
they don't get sick, wala silang sipon, hindi sila inuubo.
Hindi yung konting ambon sisipon.
Oo, yung ganun ba, nilalamig, malamig yung panahon kami naka-jacket. Tapos, nga, lahat sila ganyan. Tapos ngayon, sumisikat na yung araw kasi yung oras na dumating sila, 7:30, dumating na. Excited lahat napaaga. Tapos biglang, wow, Narinig nila, sabi ko, "Okay, number 1 ang una nating gagawin, walang mag-iingay. Para niyo mapakinggan, 'di ba, kung ano yung lugar na 'to." So, una siyempre bata, paano mo patatahimikin yung grade 2? Alam mo, mahirap na nga yung hintuin mo yung hindi sila magtutulakan, yung ingay pa kasi may ingay kasama lahat yan, But you know, I told them to quiet, be quiet.
Oo.
Tumahimik naman lahat sila. Ang maingay ngayon yung matatanda. So sinabihan ko rin yung mga matatanda, kasama kayo. Yun ang gano'n kasi para madama ninyo yung kung ano yung what nature actually has for everybody.
Yes.
So later on, kinukwento ng mga bata, madami silang narinig na birds. Oh, I think
Birds.
you can hear them also
Yeah.
now.
Oo.
And it's really to be in nature. It's really meant to be an experience.
Oh.
Yes.
You know, you have to be able to feel what's going on here with your senses and see and hear and smell, para it becomes wow.
Feel.
Ito pala yung being out in nature.
Right. Kasi
Ma-appreciate
this is more than anything else, di ba, pag-uusapan natin,
fun.
fun in your workplace.
Mm-mm.
Now, if you're inside buildings every day, inside your car every day, you're always 90% you're indoor.
Mm.
That means you have disconnected yourself from the natural world.
Mm.
Then,
Tsaka when you're in the car so long, syempre you get cranky, no?
Traffic,
Lumalabas na yung mga pangil
tapos
natin
there is
minsan. You're stuck in
alam niyo,
traffic
gusto ko
sitting
kasi
in the car.
ikwento yung mga bata. Kasi sabi ko sa kanila, may isang lugar, hinto kami. Nito, okay. Humingi kayo sa lupa. Alam niyo ba yung kulay ng lupa? Yes, sir. Ayan, brown. Ganun. Nung nasa eskwela kayo, kasi I want to share this kasi the kids, from the time they're young, we're already containing them.
Oh, it's not natural for
How
kids
can
to
you
be
be
so
happy?
contained.
How can
Oo.
they be happy? And if they're not happy, who do you think is not going to be happy?
Oh, ikakalat yun eh.
If they're not happy, the teachers are going to be more miserable.
Oh, they get
Kasi
miserable.
ang hirap,
It's gotta be fun, you know?
they're restless
Yeah.
So sabi ko na, alam mo, may nag-comment ng teacher supervisor nila, sabi, "Sir,
Mm-mm.
the children were so well behaved
When they were here.
when they were here." Yung parang first time
Amazing.
kami, parang wow.
It's
Surprise.
calming to be in
Yeah,
nature.
tapos
Mm.
tinuro ko sa kanila, okay, may isang portion. Okay, tumingin kayo sa taas. Anong nakikita ninyo? Nasaan yung direksyon? Tinuro lahat sila, nasaan yung direksyon ng araw? So, hindi ba? Yan. Di ba pag kayo nasa loob, hindi nyo alam liwanag lang, sinag niya lang pag kayo nasa loob ng classroom Yung gano'n. Dito, tingnan nyo, nakikita nyo siya talaga. Tapos, walang sagabal. Tapos, pumikit kayo ng mga mata ninyo. Pikit naman lahat sila kasi yung mga teachers, ngayon ayaw pumikit yung mga kasamang adults. So yung mga bata, pikit kagad kasi gusto nilang madamay yung sinabi ko kagad. Okay, pakiramdaman ninyo kung nasaan nagagaling yung hangin. Tapos, sige, mga lang yung exercise, 30 minutes only. Then, I told them, okay, 30 seconds, sorry. Open your eyes. Tinanong ko sa kanila, saan galing yung hangin? Alam mo, ituro ninyo, gumanon. Siyempre, ang dami nila, 60 Pag turo, alam mo,
Tama ba?
mga 5 lang ang mali.
Most of them guys.
Oo.
Most of them
Been
felt
different.
what they were meant to do.
Yeah,
Oo.
yeah.
Kaya nga, nagkamali yata yung mga teachers Yung parang ganon. So anyway,
They need to be outdoors.
So,
Oo.
when we talk,
Sabi nga ni George Bernard Shaw, we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. Kailangan we still have fun in our life.
right.
Mm-mm.
And isn't the best subject recess?
Oh,
Diba?
Of course.
The best
Everybody
period.
looks forward to that.
when you give them, for example, as soon as they arrive in the venue where doon sa open field sa labas, kasi akala ng mga supervisors,
Mm-mm.
dito kami sa loob ng building na doon, sa pavilion. Hindi ko sila pinapasok dito. Pinadaan ko sila sa tabi, sa may grassy area. Pinalakad ko sila doon.
We
Tapos,
have a big field that's surrounded by trees
so
dito.
as soon as they,
Oo.
they saw it, they go, wow. Then, classroom outdoors, right?
Enjoy.
So, and what welcomed them was steaming, hot, very sweet native corn,
Newly harvested.
newly
Oo.
harvested.
That was the merienda.
That was their
And baked
merienda.
kamote.
And baked kamote. So immediately,
Tapos ang dali nilang pahugasin. Sabi ko, maghugas muna ng kamay, takbuhan sila.
kasi
Excited.
kailangan makakain na ng mais eh.
Oo.
Yung gano'n, as soon as there's no like, sometimes when you live far away from the source of your food, by the time the food gets to you,
Hindi na
2
siya
days, 3 days old na. Ang mais, na within 24 hours nung inani, the sweetness of the corn
The
is there.
sooner the better.
The sugar turns into starch.
Yeah.
So you
the
lose.
starch.
the sugar.
As you make,
Yeah.
as you wait.
Yeah, sure, wait.
So
So,
you want to cook it as soon as possible.
you know, everybody, may nakita nga ako mga bata, yung kakain na konti. Tatakpan na nila. Kakainin lang nila yung 1/4, 1/2. Ganon. Kasi malalaki yung mais eh. Yung nakuha nila. And they were going, isa may tinanong ako, hindi mo ba ubusin yan? Kasi kaklase na kayo. Hindi sir, kakainin ko pa ito mamaya. Sarap eh.
Eh, yung iba, mag-uumpisa pa lang, humihingi na ng isa pa.
Humihingi pa ng isang iuwi. So, for us,
Tuwan-tuwa
the
sila.
children are supposed to have fun at school as they have fun at play. And we should also not lose that sort of,
Even in the
feel for
workplace.
things in our
Ganon
workplace.
din.
So fun at studying things.
Studying.
Oh,
They're
yes.
learning.
There's school
They're
work.
already
Oo.
learning, and yet they're having fun.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
Diba?
kasi when you have fun, it opens up, you become more positive. So you become more
Attune.
attuned to everything,
Yes.
easier to learn, easier to solve problems
You
at
can
work.
focus.
Your relationships are built very well.
Yes.
Teamwork, 'di ba? Communication improve. Ang daming benefits talaga of having some fun. It's not that because you're at work everything has to be stern and serious, bawal tumawa, 'di ba? The more fun place is, the more the people who work there will wanna stay there.
Yeah.
If the
I wanna-
place where you work is full of tension, ay naku, hindi ka tatagal doon.
Actually, there was somebody who said that pleasure in the job leads to perfection in the work.
Yeah, more productivity.
Because when you're happy doing something, then you also want your work to be as nice as possible.
Yeah, you know what?
Tsaka walang masyadong conflict, di ba?
You know what?
Open ng nyo eh.
When you're not
Communicate.
stressed, like there were 70 kids or 60 plus kids.
Mm.
When I saw what they did in a span of 40 minutes to almost 1 hour, yung art nila,
The
kanya-kanya silang
activity.
ang bilis nilang ginawa. They were given paper, the leaves were there, then they were
We just
given.
showed them samples and then we said, you're free to do whatever you like. You can follow the sample or you can create your own. Ang dami silang create.
Kanya-kanya sila. You know what happened? Part of it was, pag natapos na kasi may pandikit eh.
Glue. Oo.
May glue eh. Part of that was, you have to bring it. Meron silang ginawang sampayan, in one corner of the garden where mainit.
Oo. Para matuyo yung glue.
So, gumawa sila ng sampayan.
Exhibit ng works nila.
So, alam mo, yung mga bata, nung natapos na sila, they were so excited.
Oo.
They want to put their work. Sila na mismo yung gumagawa.
And yung takbo ulit, gawa na naman ng isa pa.
Gagawa na naman ng isa.
Oo.
Yung parang, wow, we're having fun here.
Or pleasure leads to productivity.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
You want to do more.
And creativity.
And the key here,
Creativity.
what I was,
And then spontaneous, ang
Yeah.
saya. You can hear them laughing.
this is why I'm trying to explain this point, because a person who's having fun right, is able to be, he is creative in the activities he's doing. His creativity comes out.
Mm.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
But the
ang
moment you're
ganda ng
tense,
mindset
oh, the
pagka
moment you're
masaya.
tense, the moment you're naghahabol ka sa ganito, naghahabol ka sa ganyan, or
Oh.
your boss doesn't, nakakunot yung noo palagi,
Oo.
dumadating pa lang.
Nagsusuffer yung quality ng
So your work, the
Mm.
creativity, you cramp a person's creativity when the person is tense.
Tsaka dun lalabas yung, pwede na yan. Instead of doing your best,
Oh.
di ba?
Actually, there are some companies who recognize this. I think even in Apple and even Google, ganon.
Their environment
That
is totally
their
different.
environment, they don't have to wear a uniform. They can come in casual clothes, whatever
Yes,
you're
yung
comfortable
comfy.
wearing, hindi ba? And then, they have places where they can lounge. Yung mga ganon, hindi yung mga
They can work
office table.
outdoors even.
Yeah,
with
so it's a
gardens.
matter of yung work environment is also very encouraging as
Yeah.
far as having your mind to become more productive and become more
Mm-mm.
creative, as you're
Yeah.
saying.
Actually, they say when we have fun a lot, it improves our memory, it makes our skills better, our concentration is also better. And then we want to read more, we want to learn more para gumanda yung ating
Saka you
trabaho.
become you become oriented to wanting to do a good job. So you go out of your way,
Yeah.
Yes.
doing your work.
Quality always
Yeah.
You want to
increases.
improve. You want to
Yes.
improve what you've done.
Yes.
You're never just satisfied the status quo.
Oo.
That's it. I'm done, But
Yeah.
really, is there a better way of doing this? And so you want to, do more. In fact, it says that innovation actually is the key, which also creativity is part of innovation, is the one that leads to true development and progress.
Yes, you
Right.
inspire.
Once we stagnate, no, hindi na, there's nothing going to be new. There's nothing going to be better.
Yes. So you
So,
get your vitality, your energy, all of this comes into play.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
So basically, really, what we want to encourage is this environment,
Yes.
where there's a lot of innovation, creativity, and basically the people feel free.
Right.
The freedom to actually suggest,
Mm-mm.
actually the freedom to say things and
Yeah.
to even correct it when they're seeing something wrong.
So the communication is so good, no?
Yeah.
And that builds also a sense of acceptance of each other,
Mhm.
inclusivity.
Yeah,
You know?
teamwork.
Yes, nagkakaroon ng, sige,
Coordinate.
sama ka. Let's work together.
Yeah.
Ganoon. So,
That's why we can see
so
with the kids.
important.
They were all like different on that day.
Right.
Hindi
Yes.
ba?
Oo.
And even the teachers noticed the change in
Still a
behavior.
Immediately change the
Diba?
behavior.
Talaga.
You put them in a natural environment, it changes the dynamics immediately. See, yeah, when we did the initial, because that was a 4-day experience for them. Every Wednesday, one activity. Una naging gardening.
So it is
Pero
green
alam nyo,
campaign, so environment po.
yung una yung ginawa namin yung gardens dun sa kanilang eskwelahan dahil sa familiarity nila dun sa lugar. Parang yung management ng lugar, parang kahit ako nung dumating doon, medyo uy, paano naman ako gaganahan mag-garden dito? Parang nakarehas ako rito. Kasi may bako din.
Yes, but then the activity, as activity got on,
Right.
they
They started handling seedlings.
Oh.
They started handling seedlings. They started to get
to work with the soil.
soil. So, nagkaroon ng
They had used
excitement.
seeds. They got excited, no? That was the beginning. In the beginning, it was not so exciting, but they were. Nauumpisa.
And
Right?
now-
With each activity, it got
I
better
remember
and
when we
better.
had a garden before in high school. It
Uh-huh.
was our project and we had the different plots. Merong cauliflower, merong mga lettuce and everything.
Talong. oo.
So, nung pagmulan, biglang lahat nagtingin ng outside the window. And why? Why did we care suddenly that it was raining? Because we were worried about the plants, hindi ba? Nagkakaroon ng, wow.
We checked our plants every day, 3 times a day.
Imagine
Every time we
that.
had a break from class, nandun kami sa garden.
Biglang, nag-change rin yung perspective. And that's
Right.
what we really want, di ba?
Yes.
For people
And
to have a change.
that's your connection to nature.
Yes.
Kasi, and what nature does, it's kaya ang nature, nurture.
Oo.
That's why if you look at all these living beings behind us or around us, what made them grow that big? If you're unhappy, you're not going to grow that big. If you're a
Stunted
tree,
ka.
If you're a tree planted in the wrong place, tingnan ito kawayan na 'to, dapat 'yan kalahati niya lang yung size niya, eh. Nasayahan siya masyado,
Oo.
tapos may friendship siyang may katabi siyang malaking puno.
Yes.
So, silang dalawa may companionship. So, ngayon, alam niyo lahat itong mga kaalaman na ganito, lumalabas na 'yan, eh. Yung mga yung kanilang mga bioorganisms in their roots, they're not itong mga trees, they're not just keeping it to themselves.
Oh,
They're
they're
nurturing all
sharing.
of the bioorganisms diyan sa soil. Yung
Mm.
soil biota na-enhance nila. Tapos si kabila, yung katabi, gano'n din, nagbibigayan sila. Ito meron
Tulungan.
ako, ito naman para sa amin, ito naman para sa inyo. Kumbaga they're sharing. So, you'll know the plant or a tree that's happy.
That's a wonderful thing about nature, no? There's no selfishness in nature.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is shared. Like a river,
Yes.
nobody puts blocks there na, oy, akin tong river.
Hindi katulad kung saan tayo nakatira.
Everybody's there.
Gusto, first thing gagawin, lalagyan na natin ng bakod.
Oo.
Tapos no trespassing.
No
na tatlo.
trespassing. So ngayon,
It-
dahil sa no trespassing mo,
They really share.
sa no trespassing mo, and there's no trespassing, siyempre, it's like life today is like this. From the day you're born, you're indoors. So 90% of your time is spent indoors.
Mm.
Do you guys know that?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ang
Yeah.
dami hanggang ngayon. Oo.
Analyze how we live. Nobody likes to get the sun on their head or their face. Nobody wants to have
Kung hindi ka indoor, you're in a vehicle naman.
right. Nobody
Going
wants
to
to get
your place where you
pag-
will go indoors.
may init, payong. Pag may ulan, tayong.
Tapos
So,
yung space between the vehicle and the
That's
house
why they
dapat
say-
makonti.
That's why they say you'll know a Filipino in the Middle East.
May payong.
Nakapayong.
Wala
Oo.
ba silang payong doon?
Wala. Tayo lang yung mga Pilipino.
oh, mga Pinoy. Alam nyo,
Kasi naman they're all robed.
alam nyo, when we were in India, during, we had to attend a wedding, you know,
Wala rin.
wala,
Uy, makitang
wala
payong.
silang payong.
Oh.
Sa lahat, nakikita namin, nababasa lahat ng tao, yung parang, wow, these guys are enjoying the rain, man. So, kumbaga, when your workplace is confined
You're confined all the time.
all the time, sometimes, sasabihin mo nga, this is my workplace, but I'm always confined to a cubicle, to a certain limited space. It has to look like this. I have to sit like this. I have to get my deadlines.
Kaya naman we want
Diba?
fun na in the
I
workplace.
have-
Maiba
You know what I'm
naman.
saying? Hindi ba may ganyan? Then, dinidikta mo lahat. Siguro at this time, this is when I take a break.
Mm.
Hindi ba?
In
Then,
most workplaces nga halos wala ng break. Pag uwi
Eh,
mo, pauwi ka pa lang, siguro tinitext ka na niya ng boss mo. Oh, ito ha, gawin mo ganyan, ganyan.
Ngayon, kung meron din
Oo.
silang situation, they're stuck in such a job. There is this quote here. If you don't like where you are, move. You're not a tree. Okay?
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's
but
always choice.
we have to learn though. You see how the tree is happy?
Oh,
Happy where he is. Why? Because nature provided
no.
what it needs, di ba? But yet, when you are in a place that nurtures, right? That nurtures the beings, right? If you're the boss, you make sure everybody
Alagaan sila.
you're nurturing, and that we're by nature just nurturing, having this nurturing attitude is actually a service oriented.
Mm,
It
yeah.
comes from you wanting to make it so that you care for the people that work for you.
At saka yung workplace, everyone's mental health also benefits.
Mm-mm.
Kasi they feel better eh.
Mm-mm.
Not only is their health, physical health better, but also their mental health. Talagang maalagaan mo sila.
Kaya nga, ano yan eh, responsibility natin yan. Anyone who has people under them.
Mm.
It's an opportunity for you to actually experience a deeper relationship and interaction with one another.
Yeah, plus
don't-
also, di ba? Let's say the workplace is a restaurant or a hotel. It's not just about your workers, but also the clientele. I mean, if I go
The
to a
customers,
restaurant
yeah.
and everyone is tense there, I'm not gonna like to eat there, di ba?
Tsaka ano yan eh.
You want to go where
You
people
know what?
also have
You know what
serving
makes people
there.
tense? Is I was talking to an economist the other day. No? Sabi niya, comment na niya. Kasi all his life he did business talaga. And he's a consultant for many of the big conglomerates and businesses. And he said, since he's been coming to La Union and staying half of the time in La Union in the last 5 years, 4 years, he said his attitude has changed totally in the way he does things. He has 2,000 employees under him. And during the pandemic, he had the foresight because he's an economist. He saw immediately, I have to unload this property. I have to unload. This is not of use for me. This is yung investment dito, tulog lang yan. So what he did was he started to unload. And he had people to buy it. You know, may nag-iintay na buyers yung mga ganun ng mga properties niya. So
Pero he took care of his people, didn't
what he
he?
did
Oo.
was he put a pool of money selling his assets. Yeah. To make it so that all of those under him, yung sweldo nila will all be covered. Those who want
Inalagaan
to.
niya sila.
So, takpool siya ng ganito karaming pera selling his assets, but he took care of his people.
Yeah.
Nice.
galing.
Diba?
You know,
Galing.
so sabi,
Very nice.
after that, he was telling me, but like now I'm already in my 50s. Sabi niya, I'm already in a stage of my life that I don't want to be running around because I know the responsibility of caring for people. And I
Yeah.
know the cost of it.
Mm-mm.
So, yung pandemya pa lang, sinabi na niya, nakita niya eh. Kasi economist eh.
Hmm.
After this, the whole spectrum of how the society exists
Mm-mm.
will change.
Yes.
Sabi niya.
Oo, ang
Correct.
bago talaga.
Correct.
Sabi niya, magbabago. You see, now, people will not just want to go back to work. They want to work at home. Yung mga raming ganun.
Oo.
He was already for foresight niya yun. So, ano yun. Tapos sabi niya, even my employees, I told them, yung nagbukas na, but because of the inflation, the result of that, he knew that eh. He was projecting it. He said, magmamahal ang ganito, ganito, magbabago, ganito. Tapos, sabi niya, he told his employees, 50% of you who got used to working at home, you can still do your work at home.
Mm-mm.
So you only come to work about twice or 3 times a week. So that will save you from your pamasahe, that will save you from, yung ganun siya
Time,
nag-isip.
commuting,
Oo.
everything, the stress.
Galing niya.
Ah.
Mag-alaga.
Mag-alaga ng tao. Tapos,
So they're happy. So they all work really well.
kaya sabi niya, but I'm getting in the point of my life where I cannot keep doing what I'm doing. This is the capitalist mindset that has created the nightmare that the world is faced.
Correct.
Kasi now, because of this way of doing things, you're
They want
working,
more and more. Eh.
you're working for profits. Eh. Diba? Kasi you can work, you can profit.
Oo.
But
It's not a bad thing.
it's not a bad thing. But
there are limits.
limits to it.
Things.
You see, it comes with a cost. Eh.
Most of the profits go only to a certain group
Yes.
of people. It's just concentrated.
Kaya you know what he did?
rich, you know.
He told many of his employees, yung matagal na sa kanya, sabi niya, ako rin, napapagod na, may ganito, ganito. Some of you are still not in my stage. Some of them are in his stage na, 50s, yung mga retirable na. Sabi niya, you can go and make decision to go early retirement. Now, for those who are in their 40s, and if you want, kasi this is where I'm at. I'm already downsizing.
Please na.
Sinasabi niya.
Kasi
Sila,
And
he's more content
Right.
now. you
And
know.
and if you want, I can give you your, di ba, pag mag-retire ka na maaga, ganito karami magiging ano sa'yo. So if you want, you can do this now. Sinabihan niya. And then those who are younger, and you get your benefits, and you still have a chance to
go bit further.
to continue on in other companies or whatever. Yung mga ganun siya magsalita. So, but what he was saying the other day, nag-usap nga kami, it's all about the capitalists destroying this world. Sabi niya,
Tama.
too much profit is not good for us. It's not good for the planet.
Hindi ba rin ang observation ngayon is there's also too much production and wastage.
Yan.
The
Diba?
waste is
They were just producing,
Insane.
tapos disposable, tapon ng tapon.
Tapos, na-develop yung habit natin na sinasabayan natin yung kapitalista na way of life. Kaya building, yung magtatayo ka ng resto, kailangan ko pupunuin ng tao yan palagi. Para kung mapuno ng tao yan, kailangan ganito ang ilalabas kong pera. Para yung mga tao, ganito, kumbaga, it's a vicious cycle
Yeah.
there. So, on the end of the day,
senseless na siya.
sabi niya, like, how much profit do I need in life? Gumano na siya eh.
Yeah.
Kumbaga
Down to realities.
hindi na siya parang, wow, kung hindi kayo natauhan as a big business person, as a businessman, economist, nung pumasok yung pandemya at nagkaroon pa ng gulo-gulo at saka nauubos pa yung resources, tapos nahihirapan na tayo sa pagkain, and here's a person who's thinking, hey, we created this mess.
Mm-mm.
And you know why I'm talking about this? Because
Mm-mm.
we have our own workplace opisina, right? Di ba? That's your micro,
Mm.
right? Then you have the macro. Meron ka nga nito, may several kayo nito, may lalaking mga buildings niyo, lahat. You know, that's why you go to these mega cities, you will find the amount of resource that was put together to get those mega buildings in place.
Over.
And to manage it and maintain it, the resources that is required, you will create a bigger mess, and you will have no
peace of mind.
no
Puro headache.
no ideal work situation. That's why if you live in Manila, di ba sinasabi nila, ay nako, the traffic is back and more now.
Mm-mm.
So
Worse.
Yeah.
just for you to go to your workplace,
Ayan, you're stuck
the
at
struggle that
traffic.
you need, you have to wake up at 4 in the morning. By the time you get home, it's 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock.
Crazy.
Wow. And for what?
And then what? You don't see your
Pay the
kids or
bills.
your husband.
Pay the bills
Just to pay the bill.
or profits.
For profit.
You may have a little profit here, but how many of us
Lots of
can
profit
say that
and lots of problems.
we are profiting now? Really?
Yeah, let's look at this.
We have to examine that. Let's be realistic to this. And
Oh,
how do you project if you have kids? What kind of life do you want them to live?
you live, tulog pa sila. Pagdating mo, tulog pa naman sila.
Eh, ganun eh. It's a really big picture, because if it is something that we embrace. For example, cell phone. Nung araw, may mga kaibigan ako, they're mga well-to-do people. Mayroon kaming mga meron sila magkakapatid, testing sa kanila. Okay, pabidahan sila. Ito yung cellphone ko. Na hanggang ngayon, ito yung cellphone ko 8 years ago. Yung lahat ng mga ibang grupo, Apple created all of this na. Sa kanila, yung dati pa rin cellphone na
Nag-work pa din.
go-work pa rin.
Hindi pa smartphone.
Oo, hindi pa smartphone. Pero
What you need is a
nag-uusap silang
smart
gano'n.
person,
Sabi
not
lang,
the phone.
di ba ng araw, pag may telepono tayo, tatawagan lang natin si ganito para yun lang ang kailangan natin eh.
Yeah.
Di ba?
Yeah, we don't do games, we don't do anything.
Tapos,
Now everything
Ano,
is there. Your
shopping.
You know what it is?
Everything.
You know what they were saying? The problem with phones is you lose your personal touch.
Ayun na nga, lahat is done there.
Meaning, your personal touch to the people you need to communicate with.
Yeah.
Wala na talaga.
You're talking but you're not seeing the person. Meaning, di ba sa atin importante sa sociology ito eh.
In communication,
Yung
importante
communication, yung facial, yung mga ganun yan. Kasi workplace, balik ka na naman, yung
the tone of voice ngayon.
yun pala, yung usap nyo, yes sir. Pero yun pala, yes sir. Sinusumpa ka na pala ng employee mo. Yung mga ganun.
Ay, nako. We've let everything.
So actually,
Take
maganda
over.
yung lesson na binigay ng friend mo na actually, yun na nga, we can find more pleasure even in our work if we don't magnify everything to a point that it becomes really, yung
Ridiculous na.
wala nang meaning, wala
Yeah.
nang, hindi na necessity,
Exactly.
you know. So, therefore, it becomes, tense and I remember talking to people, they say they're so stressed about work because they're given quotas,
Mm-mm.
for sales,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
marketing, mga insurance, mga products and everything, and they can't meet the quota.
Mm.
So this makes your job very
Stressful.
unhappy and
Yes,
stressful.
unhappy.
Hindi
And
ba?
then even at home, because how can you relax
Alam mo,
when
when you get home,
You're
dala mo
still
yung problema mo eh.
Yeah.
But why are they putting such quotas? They're trying to squeeze so much out of
For
you.
profit.
Hindi
Kasi
ba?
again, for profit eh.
Profit.
This capitalist mentality nga. So, yun ang ginawa na.
Even sa mga production houses, yung mga nananahi na mga bags or mga garments,
Mm-mm.
that may quota sila. Minsan sa sobrang naantok na sila, napagod na sila.
Yeah, they
Pati
get
yung
hurt
daliri nila
already.
natatahi, no? They get punctured, they get injured because they're just zoned out doing this repetitive thing to meet a quota.
That's how big accidents happen when your
Yesterday,
workers are too
when I went to see the farmer, they're clearing a particular area. Sabi ko sa kanila, nakita ko, they followed my advice of
almost dying.
just making holes na lang. Kasi sabi ko, ayokong disturbehin yung
You don't wanna till.
yung organisms niya. Kasi sila yung nagbibigay ng sigla sa halaman. But nakita ko rin yung state ng ginagawa nila. Sabi ko, sige na, bukas na lang, ito na lang ang gagawin natin. Ganitong technique para... Kasi alam niyo, pag kayo nagtatrabaho, expose kayo sa lahat ng elemento. Alam mo, may mga bagay na isipin mo, o sige, sila mismo tatanungin mo, ano sa tingin niyo? Ano mas magandang natin gawin? Pero ito yung gusto natin. Ayokong sirain natin yung lupa, ayokong maging attitude natin ay ganito pagdating sa kalikasan. Kasi konsensya yan eh. Hindi tayo pwedeng manhid sa mga bagay na ginagawa natin. Kasi yun pala nakakasira na pala tayo. At
Yeah.
saka ang workplace natin, ito ang workplace.
Yeah.
Yan. So, mahalin nyo yan. Kumbaga importante yung alamin nyo kung ano kailangan gawin. Anyway, batiin natin muna.
Oh yes, we're almost done and we
Oh,
have
good
many more to
morning.
greet.
Then si Ver Enriquez, good morning. Melina Lano. Then Saldi Tan, good morning. Jay Resurrection, good morning too.
There's one last quote I have. Wake up with determination, go to bed with satisfaction. Ayun, dapat at the end of the day, we find happiness in what we have done,
Yeah.
what we have shared, what we have given with others. And therefore, all that we do is not a type of or torturous work, but actually it is part of our life, that, purpose in life to be able to give and to share with people.
You know what it is? We have this choice. We can make life better for us and others.
Mm-mm.
We have that choice.
Yeah.
We are all
According
given
to
this choice.
Plato, life must be lived as play.
Right.
Don't forget to play.
Oh,
That place, happiness actually.
Yeah, it is.
Contentment, it is
right.
pleasure.
It's not like yung akala nila nagtuturumpo ka pa. Hindi ganoon. Nasa loob ka ng...
In the spirit of fun
Oh,
also.
akala nila
Don't forget.
nag-gaming ka.
Oo,
Yan,
yun.
while working, nag-gaming ka. Hindi naman ganun.
Okay. So,
Like real life.
maging mahinahon tayo sa ating buhay. Mapagdasal, mapagmahal. Damahin natin yung ating mga biyaya. Okay? Let's be thankful, have gratitude to everything that we have, the friendships, the love. And we live our life this way, and that we're not choosing who, just as ang ating Ama love us unconditionally. We should do the same thing to everyone and every person we meet.
Yay.
Maraming salamat at
Fun.
have fun.
Pangkalusugan, pangkalikasan, go Palakas! 在